Jean-Claude Van Damme rose from a childhood of invisibility and ridicule to become one of the most recognizable action stars in cinema. Known worldwide as the Muscles from Brussels, Van Damme's journey was more than a quest for fame. It was a story of perseverance, discipline, and enduring hardship. From a young boy mocked for his thin frame and thick glasses, he transformed pain into purpose. Every rejection, every struggle, every lonely night became a stepping stone toward mastery of his body and craft. Karate, ballet, and bodybuilding sculpted his physical form, while years of isolation and humiliation shaped his emotional resilience. Van Damme's life proves that visibility often begins with vulnerability, and greatness is rarely gifted. It is earned through relentless effort, belief, and the courage to keep going when the world seems determined to overlook you. His story is both inspiring and cautionary, a testament to the price of dreams. Early life, the mirror that broke him born. Jean-Claude Camille, François van Varenberg in Brussels, Belgium. Van Damme's early years were defined by struggle and ridicule. A frail boy with thick glasses and an awkward name, he experienced constant teasing from classmates. At the age of 11, he stood before a mirror and felt the weight of shame settle deep into his bones. In that quiet moment, he made a private vow. He would not accept the life the world tried to write for him. Pain became a teacher, and humiliation a catalyst for change. He realized that to be seen, he had to surpass the expectations placed upon him, physically and mentally. This early encounter with suffering laid the groundwork for his extraordinary discipline, driving him toward martial arts, ballet, and later, a cinematic career. What might have broken a lesser boy instead forged the resilience and focus that would define his journey, turning invisibility into a relentless hunger for recognition and mastery. Discipline is salvation, karate and ballet. Van Damme's parents, a florist and an accountant, valued structure and routine, which framed his early development. At a young age, he was enrolled in karate under Master Claude Goetz, enduring 4 grueling years of relentless training. Each session demanded precision, stamina, and a willingness to embrace discomfort. By 18, he had earned a black belt and a place on Belgium's national karate team, but physical strength alone could not define him. Seeking balance, he turned to ballet, an art of vulnerability and discipline. Ballet taught him to endure pain gracefully, to control his body in ways martial arts could not, and to transform discomfort into beauty. These twin disciplines, karate and ballet, honed both his agility and his understanding of movement, setting the stage for the stunts that would later astonish audiences. Through suffering and repetition, Van Damme learned that true mastery required both mental and physical fortitude. The dream is born. A night in a church. Around the age of 12, Van Damme experienced a transformative night in a church. Driven by restlessness, he whispered 3 wishes into the quiet darkness: to save the world, to protect nature, and to become a movie star. This act was not mere fantasy, but a sacred commitment, a personal contract with his future self. The church became the incubator of a dream that would carry him through years of struggle, rejection, and survival. It imbued him with the conviction that his vision could be realized, even against insurmountable odds. From that night onward, his training and efforts were not just for self-improvement. They were acts of devotion to a goal that felt larger than life. This moment of silent determination planted a seed that would grow into a career defined by discipline, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of visibility, ultimately shaping the man the world would come to know. A New Life in America, Survival Before Stardom. In 1982, Van Damme arrived in the United States with $3,000, an unmistakable Belgian accent, and a dream that seemed far too big for his frame. Hollywood was distant, indifferent, and unforgiving. He survived in a battered car, endured hunger, and took any work he could find, delivering pizzas, laying floors, driving limousines, and even working as a bouncer at a bar owned by Chuck Norris. Every audition ended in rejection, every phone call remained unanswered, and each day threatened to erode his belief in himself. Yet he persisted, training relentlessly despite empty stomachs and exhaustion. His commitment to splits, stunts, and martial arts became a lifeline, a declaration that his dream was real, even if the world refused to see it. In this crucible of adversity, Van Damme transformed suffering into preparation. turning struggle into the foundation of a career that would soon astonish audiences worldwide. First breaks, from background dancer to fight film. Van Damme's first appearances in film were brief but pivotal. In 1984, he appeared in Breakin', showcasing his splits with a flash that few noticed. That same year, he joined the stunt team for Missing in Action, proving he could endure pain without hesitation. His first named role came in 1986's No Retreat, No Surrender, where he played Ivan, a Russian fighter. While the film was modest, it marked a turning point. After years of being dismissed as weak or foreign, he finally had a space in which his discipline, body, and skill could be recognized. These early projects were not about fame, they were about visibility, about proving that he belonged. Each small opportunity laid the groundwork for the breakthrough that would come just 2 years later, demonstrating that perseverance and readiness often precede the moment of recognition. Van Damme's resilience turned rejection into preparation, patience into opportunity. Bloodsport, the moment the world saw him. Everything changed in 1988 with Bloodsport, where Van Damme played Frank Dux, a fighter in a clandestine martial arts tournament. Made on a $1.5 million budget, the film became a global sensation, transforming an immigrant with broken English into a major action star. Van Damme later admitted he cried upon its release, overwhelmed by the reality of finally being seen. The applause, the lights, the recognition validated years of struggle, hunger, and solitude. However, success arrived with new pressures, expectations to continuously outperform, to remain at the peak of physical and cinematic performance. Fame did not erase his past wounds, it amplified them. Yet, this moment marked the transition from invisibility to legend, proving that visibility and validation, when hard-earned, could reshape a life. Bloodsport was not merely a film, it was the first triumph of a boy who had vowed to rewrite his destiny. The price of success, family and absence. At the height of his fame, Van Damme's personal life suffered. Hotels replaced homes, and applause could not fill the silence at dinner tables. His first marriage to Maria Rodriguez ended after 4 years, strained by his departure from Belgium. A second marriage to Cynthia Derderian lasted barely a year, ending with the stark admission that he only loved himself. Success, for Van Damme, came at the cost of presence and intimacy. His family life, once a potential source of grounding, became a casualty of ambition. Even as he achieved the visibility and recognition he had long sought, he was forced to confront the emotional toll of a career that demanded everything while giving little in return. The man who had once trained tirelessly to be seen discovered that presence, love, and connection required a different kind of discipline, one that success had not yet taught him. Love, betrayal, and the collapse of stability. Van Damme's marriage to Gladys Portuguese, a former bodybuilding champion, appeared at first to offer stability. They had 2 children, Christopher and Bianca, and for a brief period life seemed balanced. Yet Hollywood's demands and his own relentless work ethic created gaps in presence and attention. Absence bred vulnerability, temptation, and the pressures of fame complicated personal trust. Their marriage dissolved in 1992, leaving Gladys to shoulder much of the burden of raising their children. Van Damme later reflected that he was there and not there, a haunting acknowledgement that even dreams fulfilled can fracture the lives of those around you. His story highlights a universal tension. The pursuit of personal achievement can elevate an individual while unintentionally wounding those closest to them. Visibility and success cannot always shield one from the emotional consequences of ambition. A legend, still fighting the hardest battle. Jean-Claude Van Damme's story extends beyond action sequences and cinematic feats. It is the chronicle of a man who fought to be seen, only to realize that recognition does not heal the wounds that created it. At 65, he no longer chases glory in the same way. Instead, he confronts the long-term impact of a life lived at full speed. His career remains a monument to discipline, endurance, and belief, yet the scars, emotional and relational, persist. The legend endures not just because of cinematic achievements, but because his life embodies resilience, vulnerability, and the complexity of success. Van Damme is proof that strength can be forged from pain, that dreams can be realized, but also that visibility and achievement come with a cost. His story resonates because it is human. an extraordinary life built on struggle, triumph, and the ongoing pursuit of balance.